Hi Keysor families, thanks for watching. This is Brian Painter. In our previous video, we looked at our site plan and started looking at the phases of construction we can expect to see over the next 12 to 18 months. In this video, we're going to look at the on-site parking challenges that we will have given our limited space and the space that will be taken up just by the construction process. Once again, here's our site plan as it currently is. This is just an image taken from Google Earth. And you can see Geyer Road is here. Here's our building, the back playground area, and parking lot, and our field. Neighbors are here, here, and here. This is, I just received this last week. This is the site plan of what we can expect during construction, basically during the next school year in 2011-2012. I was quite honestly expecting and maybe just hoping that we would have quite a bit more parking available to us in the back and maybe even more playground available. But I have never been through the construction process before, and apparently they need a lot more space for staging and construction work than I had hoped for. So you can see here, there's a lot going on. This is our current existing building. This is where the new addition is going to go. And they are expecting to need all of this area for construction work and staging, and probably on the safe side, just to make sure that our students and staff are not in harm's way. Put another way, this will be where our building is. This is all of the area that will be off limits, and then this green space and this all right here is what we will have available to us next year. You can see there will be no access to the back of the building for vehicles unless they're there for construction. We do have our field, and the field actually extends beyond, probably to about right here. And then we have some blacktop, and our current playground equipment is here. But we are dramatically cut in the amount of space we have available, especially for parking, and in addition to that for just play outside. You can see that we will have some changes to the circle drive up front, and we'll discuss those in a later video. So, on-site parking, we've looked at it. Now let's talk about it. We currently, right now, have 78 spaces on our campus. The majority of those are behind the building. There's some on the side, and there's some up in front. 3 of those spaces are marked for handicap purposes. This summer, when a lot of work is going on, the construction, the demolition, and including our work in our front driveway, there will be 0 spaces on campus or on site for parking. That really isn't a big deal because there's only 4 or 5 people who work here over the summer anyway on a regular day-to-day basis. Many of our teachers like to come in. They won't have that option over the summer. Next school year, and I mentioned in video 1, the next school year phase 2 construction is going to be when we are going to feel the most pain, and we're going to have to just really live with some inconveniences. Trust me, it will be worth it, but we will be inconvenienced. Next school year, we will go from 78 spaces down to 14 on campus. That's pretty significant, as you can imagine. Of those 14 spaces, all of them will be in front of the building. Likely 3 of them will be marked for parent and visitor use, and 1 will be marked as handicapped. At least that's our plan right now. Most of the staff will share remaining spots on a rotating basis. Likely will rotate on a week-by-week basis. So, with only 14 spots on campus, where will everyone else park? This is going to be a challenge. This is divided really up into 2 parts: our staff parking on a day-to-day basis, and then and parents who might come to school as well. But then there's also event parking, because we really think it's important that we don't just shut off all of the things we do as families here at Keysor because we have construction going on and no parking on campus. Where will we park? Well, we're focusing first and foremost on our neighboring streets with an emphasis on those in Bedford Oaks. We've done an audit and we've done some informal work just looking around the neighboring streets and seeing where might we park. And unfortunately, there's a lot of street parking that's already going on. And so while we may say, well, people will just park around campus, they'll park on the streets, they'll park in the neighboring streets around us. That's easy to say if all those streets are completely empty now, but they're not. And so we're going to have to make sure that we park in areas where we're not going to cram things up and where there will actually be space, because we don't want anyone to have to park 4, 5, 6, even 7 or 8 blocks away just to come to our school. Street parking in Bedford Oaks is currently minimal and other, as I mentioned, some other streets do have heavier volume already. The district will be contacting neighbors anyway to talk about the construction that we have going on. So they're going to notify them about our parking plans, and they will also provide us with tags to identify our vehicles as Keysor staff. We are also looking at Kirkwood High School, probably the science lot, but that's yet to be finalized, for our staff to park there as well, with the district looking at shuttling options for both the morning and the afternoon. My guess is more than one run each. Looking at this, we've panned out a little bit. Here's our campus right here, and you can see this is the entire area. These are probably, this is Bedford Oaks, and these are probably the streets that we would target first and foremost for on-street parking. There are options down here, of course, and I'm sure many of our staff will be able to park there or even on Geyer Road. But there will be limited options because of traffic that's already there, and because not only will staff be parking, but we also will have parents and visitors who are still trying to come to our school. Over here we have the science lot at Kirkwood High School, and so as mentioned, this may be a spot where we do some parking and maybe even some event parking, as we'll discuss in a moment. We really do not want to completely cancel all of our family-oriented events during construction just because we don't have parking on campus. Family is important to us at Keysor, and so we want to make sure that our parents, that our grandparents, that our guests get to come and still do the things that we think are important at Keysor. We don't want our 5th grade parents to have to say, sorry, you can't come anymore because we don't have room, and we certainly don't want our families who are new to Keysor to have to wait a year to get to know our school and who we are. So we're continuing to explore those possibilities and how we can make some of this work. Shuttling is a possibility, both from Kirkwood High School or North Kirkwood Middle School. We're looking at possibly taking some of our events like First Friday and breaking them up by grade levels. For example, we might do First Friday in September for kindergarten and first grade only, October for 2nd and 3rd grade, November for 4th and 5th, that sort of thing. We don't know yet, but that's one possibility. We're also looking at off-site locations that may be explored if we needed to hold something somewhere else. For example, a Keysor Cub Music and Movement. Could we do it somewhere else and invite everyone there, assuming that space and parking is available and suitable for our needs? And then finally, we're remembering that weather and temperatures will play an impact. We don't want people walking multiple blocks to their car or even waiting for a shuttle if it's really bad weather outside or if it's just cold. So, we have issues ahead of us, but it will be worth it. We really want to harp on this, and you will hear this from us over and over and over again. We continue to, we will appreciate your support, we'll appreciate your patience, and we'll appreciate your flexibility in working with us. We are going to have a difficult year next year in many ways, but it's going to be worth it. Our new building is going to be simply amazing for our Keysor kids and the Kirkwood community. That ends video 2. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll watch the next video.